Rivian just had an amazing event in New York, and my friend Tom Moloughney of InsideEVs is going to be here to tell you all about it. All of this is coming up next.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric.
Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on the subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, it's Friday, so this is our Plugged In with Tom Moloughney segment, and we couldn't have picked a better time because he just came back from this big Rivian event that they threw for their reservation holders in New York ahead of the New York Auto Show. And New York Auto Show is one of the largest ones. There's going to be a lot of news. And, Rivian made a big splash during the LA Auto Show when they unveiled their amazing electric truck and electric SUV. And, a lot of times the buzz kind of subsides. But in this case, these guys have actually kept up the buzz. And it's been going on for the last few months. As you remember, here's me and their CEO RJ talking about at the very first unveiling event, and that was fun. But now they are in New York and they are kicking butt. So I'm gonna bring on Tom just in 1 second. Of course, before that, I want to remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out the Byton Empire, the all-electric SUV coming to the US and Europe, starting at only $45,000. And look how fast and easy it is to make a reservation. Mainly because there's no payment page. It is absolutely free to reserve yours, which you should do right now at byton.com, or check out their link in the description of this video. All right, without further ado, let's bring in Tom, who was at this event. And look how happy he looks in this picture taken just a few hours ago. Tom, how are you?
Alex, how's it going? I'm doing well.
Pretty good. I've never seen you smile this much as you were in that picture. You're so happy. How did it go? And tell us a little bit about the event.
So you're starting to sound like my wife. She always tells me I need to smile more.
I get the same thing all the time. So we're on the same page. Yeah, but you just look so happy in that picture. I was like, wow, he must have had a really good time. Did you?
It was actually a really good event. Rivian held it right behind the Jacob Javits Center where the New York Auto Show opens up next week. It was on Pier 76 at the Classic Car Club space that they have. They store a bunch of classic cars. It was really cool. They had to move the cars out to have the event. So there was like Lamborghinis and I think there was a McLaren in the parking lot, plus a bunch of old cars. We had to walk past them to get into the event because this evidently this space that Rivian rented out stores some of these really cool classic and exotic cars. So it was a great event. One of the things that really struck me was how excited everybody was. Maybe it shouldn't surprise me, but I think I was taken aback a little bit at the enthusiasm of all of the people there. Now, this event was held for reservation holders. So these are people that actually have plunked down the $1,000 to reserve one of the cars, either the R1T or R1S, the pickup truck, or the SUV. So most of the people there were a few VIPs and a few people from the press like myself. I was invited through InsideEVs. But for most of the people, 99% of the people there were reservation holders. And they just couldn't wait to get a close-up look of the car and even talk to RJ. RJ was working the crowd. He was out there talking to reservation holders, and you see, I have a picture of him there talking to one of them. I wanted to grab him for a minute to get a picture by one of the vehicles, but he just had a line of people wanting to talk to him, and I figured it just wasn't worth waiting for. So I snapped a quick pic of him talking to one of the reservation holders there. But, the enthusiasm, Alex, was really great to see. It really reminded me of a Tesla event. The Tesla events of something that I've never experienced before. And this was kind of close to that, where there was just so much enthusiasm. People were just, saying, when can I get this vehicle? RJ, you've got to rush this. I want it next year. It was really good to see there was so much enthusiasm. And I actually bumped into 3 people that I know that have reservations that I didn't know had reservations, local people from here in New Jersey and New York. So it's generating a tremendous amount of buzz, like you said. People are really excited, and it's not surprising. We buy about 3 million pickup trucks here in the U.S., maybe slightly less per year. Pickup trucks are part of American culture. They're extremely popular, and you might not even know this, Alex, but I have a pickup truck. I have a Toyota Tacoma to complement my BMW i3.
I did not know that.
So yeah, I actually am a perfect customer for Rivian. I always have a pickup truck. I live in a rural part of New Jersey. I use it to plow my driveway. It's quite long. And just last week, I had 35 bags of mulch in the back of it, getting my property all spring prepped. So, I'd be a perfect customer for Rivian, and it's a possibility when it comes out. I'm not a reservation holder. I really don't believe in plunking down money and waiting a couple years for a vehicle. When it comes out,
how much is it, by the way? I forgot you told me.
It was $1,000 reservation. Right. Yeah, it's not that much, but I don't think that that would translate in waiting much longer. If when it comes out, it might mean waiting another 6 months if you don't have a reservation.
It's $1,000. It's $1,000 more than Biden's reservation, right?
Yeah,
I had to get a shameless plug right there in there.
Yeah, so I am a reservation holder with Biden, and part of it was because it was free.
Right? Why would anybody not do that? I don't get it.
Why not? There's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So both of those vehicles, I'm really interested in. And one of the things that is really great about what Rivian is doing is offering the different size battery packs. They're following Tesla's model, or previous model at least. There seem to be getting away from that a little bit right now. But so Rivian's going, for your readers that don't know, Rivian has a 105 kilowatt hour is their smallest pack. Then there's the 135 kilowatt hour pack and 180 kilowatt hour pack. So the smallest battery goes they're estimating about 230 miles. The 135 kilowatt hour battery pack goes about 300 miles. And the 180 kilowatt hour battery pack, Rivian's saying it's going to be good for about 400 miles. And if that's not enough for you, Rivian is also offering a removable battery pack that you put in the bed of the pickup truck, and it sort of snaps in. And they haven't said how many miles of range that's going to add, but it must be significant if they are making such a thing. They filed for the patent recently, and they're going to offer this removable battery pack to snap in the back of the bed and extend your range, kind of like a range extender. That's a bigger battery.
And let's talk about that, because I got to tell you, I love NIO for many reasons, but especially because they do the battery swap. And I thought the technology that now people are using in e-bikes and even the motorcycles, the e-motorcycles, is great, because basically you can swap it out. You can have an extra one that you're charging at home. You come back, you can swap it out. There is no charge time. I absolutely love that Rivian is doing that. I cannot believe, seriously, that no one else has thought about this because it's an extra one, right? It's not like a complete replaceable one. It's just an extra boost. Like sometimes they sell them for phones, right? You can make your phone a little bit thicker, but that would be an extra one that you can just kind of replace and put it in there. I don't understand why nobody has done it, and I love the fact that they did it. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the pickup truck lends to why they're doing it, because it allows you to do it quite easily. You've got this big space back there where you can snap this extended range battery pack in, kind of like a toolbox in pickup trucks. You see how a lot of pickup trucks have a big permanently mounted toolbox right behind the rear window? That's what it would look like, and it would snap in back there. So as far as why other people haven't doing it, there's all kind of packaging problems. If a car automaker wanted to do it, it would have to, where would you put it? In the trunk or in the rear hatch area? And it's also, don't forget, these are going to be very heavy. So for a pickup truck with an open space back there, I believe you'd need some kind of a winch or something to pick it up to snap it in. It's going to be a few £100 if it's going to have any size at all to give you any kind of decent added range. And I just can't picture the average Tesla owner or other manufacturer, Nissan Leaf owner, having this big giant, 250-pound block in their garage and picking it up and putting it in their trunk. I don't know how that would work. I think it suits a pickup truck a lot better because, number one, the space is there. You've got the open area above the pickup truck, so some sort of a lift can pick it up and kind of drop it in and snap it into place.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I would have thought that would be basically like 5 or 10 modules that you would kind of plug it in, like in the car. I'm sure there are ways around it. I'm just saying this. To me, this technology is really needed right now. In the future, when the batteries are going to last for much longer and be charged within 5 minutes, it's probably going to be a technology we won't need anymore. But all right, let's talk about the most important thing, because you're going to have to explain something to me. Don't get me wrong. I was just as blown away as everybody else we were there together at the Rivian event, right? When they just unveiled everything ahead of the LA Auto Show, and it was amazing. Don't get me wrong. But I also think that, there's Byton out there, right? That's actually ahead of Rivian right now. There's NIO that's even further ahead of Byton because they're already making cars and having all the swapping stations. And I don't even remember this much of a buzz, or at least the buzz that's been going on for this long, even when Lucid and Faraday Future came out. And you're right, it is kind of reminding me of this Tesla type of excitement. And this is all about relatively okay looking. I don't know that many people who love the look of this truck that much. A pickup truck, a utility vehicle. Can you tell me what is it that they're doing that is blowing everyone's minds and past everybody else, Byton, NIO, and others? What's the magic here?
Well, it's because it's a pickup truck. It's the first. It's going to be the first all-electric pickup truck to come to market if they hit their goals, and they're talking about a year and a half from now launching. So, I can't imagine Tesla or any of the other companies that have said they're going to make an electric pickup truck, including the existing OEMs. I can't imagine any of them bringing an all-electric pickup truck to market quicker than that. So, like we said, there's a tremendous market for pickup trucks, and this gives people that want an electric vehicle an option to have an all-electric truck. And besides the looks, looks are always subjective. You hate my i3. I don't think it looks that bad.
I really do.
I know you do. You don't need to keep rubbing it in.
You brought it up. I wasn't going to say nothing, but all right.
Well, looks are subjective, is what I'm saying.
They are.
I think a lot of people there that I was talking to didn't seem to mind it. The front end looks kind of funky with those the really kind of odd oval shaped headlights, but the rest of the vehicle looks relatively normal. The interior is beautiful.
Yes, and I love the interior.
Talking about the interior, what some people might not realize, it's a huge interior. The length of the Rivian truck actually isn't as big as a full-size pickup truck. It's actually almost the exact size of my Toyota Tacoma lengthwise. However, the interior is much bigger. It's as big as a full-size pickup truck. The rear seats in this might even be more roomier than a Ford F-150 or a Chevy Silverado. There's a tremendous amount of space in the back of the pickup truck, but the sacrifice is the bed. The bed is only 55 inches long. That is not a big bed, and Rivian is clearly targeting consumers for this, not businesses. This isn't a work truck. Could it be used for work? Sure, but they are not going after commercial business, landscapers, construction workers, farmers. this is a luxury vehicle for people that want pickup trucks.
We should
And
also mention, sorry to interrupt, we should also mention that it is configurable. You can actually configure the back of the truck depending on what it is you want to kind of haul in it. So I thought it was kind of cool as well.
right, there are things you can do back there, but you can't get around the fact that it's only 55 inches. Now,
Yeah.
you can lower the tailgate and extend the bed that way, but that's not really practical for a real work truck. You can't load up cinder blocks on the back of the tailgate and drive. At least I don't believe you can. It would have to eventually damage it. You couldn't put 600 pounds on the tailgate and drive 3 or 4 hours with it and hit bumps and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that it's really not going to be very popular as a work truck. Now maybe future iterations will be. Maybe they'll make the cab a little bit smaller, the bed bigger. I don't know. Maybe they'll just offer an extended bed and the truck will be longer. It's only about 18 feet right now, which, as I said, is about the size of my Toyota Tacoma. My Tacoma has a bigger bed than this. Now the rear seating area is much smaller than what Rivian has, but the Tacoma actually would function better as a work truck. You can haul more stuff in the back. So
I was going to say, one thing that I also thought of is it is actually, I think the truck is also probably first, I would say, even over Cadillac, a luxury truck. I really love the interior. And I think they're the first ones, and I think you brought a video with you on to have a front trunk, the frunk, to actually open and close on its own, which I don't understand why Tesla and others haven't figured out how to do. But I absolutely love it. We have a video that you brought right here.
Yeah, it's a really cool feature, isn't it?
I love it.
The only thing I forgot to ask, and I'm kicking myself now, was can you operate it like by waving your foot underneath the front? Let's say you're carrying something.
Yeah.
Is there a way to do that, to open it without using your key fob? The person at the display today was doing that from inside of the vehicle. There's a button on the dash to press to open and close it. I'm sure you'll be able to do it from your key fob. But is there any other way? Let's say you're carrying a bunch of stuff. How some vehicles you could wave your foot underneath and it opens. I forgot to ask that today, and there's always, after an event, you always on the way driving home are like, oh, why didn't I ask that?
I know the feeling.
What I wish I would have asked today.
I know the feeling. Now, one picture you did not forget is to take a picture of the charge port, which is going to be CCS. I don't know if they told us what the charge rate is going to be, but it's obviously extremely important just to make sure that you can advantage of the fast charging networks that are growing very fast right now. The Electrify America in the US and Ionity in Europe. I literally have 2 locations of Electrify America within 2 miles away from me being built right now. So here's a CCS charging port that, and I think I can zoom in right here. There we go. Did they mention anything about that? Because this is a big deal,
So they didn't mention that today, but I do happen to know what the charge rate's going to be from my previous conversations with Rivian. So it's pretty robust. Regular level 2 charging is going to be 48 amps. So it's going to be able to pull 11 kilowatts, which is, pretty much the top of the line today. Tesla used to offer higher charging rates on the Model S and the Model X. They've since lowered that to 48 amps. So right now, 48 amps is the best of any production vehicle. And that's what they're going to be offering for level 2. And for DC fast charge, it's going to be able to accept 160 kilowatts. So
wow.
that's
it's
pretty robust.
Yeah.
It's going to need it for these battery packs. You're talking 180 kilowatt hours for the top of the line pack. Even at 160 kilowatts, you're talking an hour to charge it. From 0 to pretty much full. So, you'd need that kind of level of speed for a vehicle with such a big battery pack.
All right, so it doesn't look like they're going to be announcing anything in particular at the New York Auto Show, but how do you see the rest of the year going for them? And then how do you think the 2020, the next year, is going to go? Do you really think they're going to have all of this success that everyone's kind of expecting them to have? Or do you think they will still, have just as many issues, or at least some issues as everybody else with production, with suppliers, with battery demand and supply issues that a lot of others have? Like, do you think they can do it very smoothly and just sail right into our driveways, or do you think they haven't really faced the challenges yet that can really derail all of this excitement that we are kind of experiencing right now with them?
So, as excited I am about them, and as great as they've looked so far, no, I don't think that they're just going to have no problems and sail right into production. Making an all new vehicle like this is extremely hard. There's a reason so few companies start and actually succeed. Uh, Look at Tesla with all the money they have, all the investment, they're still trying to figure it out. They still go through production hell when they bring a new vehicle to market. So, while Rivian's looked great so far, they've only made what, 3 or 4 vehicles, and they've got a long way to go. I was actually a little intrigued by the news recently that they were in talks with GM. I'm not sure if you heard about that, but for a while they were talking to GM about some sort of a partnership. And I thought that would have been a great move, because GM could have gotten some of their technology and maybe brought an electric pickup truck to market sooner than what they're going to be able to do. And in return, Rivian would be able to get the manufacturing expertise that GM has, and also help them with purchasing power. It sounded like it might be a really interesting partnership, but from what I understand, those talks broke off recently, and I think Rivian is still talking with a few other manufacturers. So just the fact that they're talking to other manufacturers kind of hints at the fact that they know how hard it is to do this on their own, and they're willing to partner with somebody. I'd like to see, how's their plant right now? They bought the old Mitsubishi plant in Illinois to be their manufacturing facility. And what's that state in right now? What's it look like?
They did post a very nice picture of the front of the factory, I think, on social media the other day. But obviously, that's just the front, and this is just a good picture. Yeah, I don't think we've seen that much what's going on the inside. Yes, I just saw an article earlier today that it sounds like different sources reporting that the negotiations broke off. That doesn't mean they cannot restart. And also, I should mention that Rivian is going to be providing I believe it's going to be parts of the powertrain. I forget which part, to Pininfarina, to Automobili Pininfarina, that's also getting some of their battery and powertrain technology from Rimac. So Rivian is a supplier to Pininfarina for theirs, and obviously it's kind of cool that they're also kind of looking for not so much a supplier but partner for them as well. So I think they understand the collaboration part of it and how important it is. So I agree with you. They're doing a lot of things right.
Yeah, I just think if they could find the right partnership, it would be a win-win for everybody, because, I know your listeners and everybody on different forums that comment are just like, we'll bring it to market, and just, can't we get this to market faster? I think most people don't realize how incredibly difficult it is to bring a new vehicle to market, to be a new company, to build a factory, to get the vehicle all engineered so it passes all the rigorous safety tests, and then actually build the darn thing. If you've never done that before, it's incredibly hard. There's a reason why no car manufacturer in the U.S. started and succeeded since Chrysler in 1928. It's because it's incredibly hard to do, and we wouldn't have new ones today if we didn't have this new wave of electric cars. If we were still just making gas cars, we would still have Chrysler, Ford, and GM. There wouldn't be a Tesla or a Rivian even trying, because it's just so incredibly hard. Having this new electrification and new powertrain, the ability to do something with a clean sheet of paper, something that no one else is really doing, is allowing these new upstarts to actually have a chance at succeeding. Before this, there was really just no chance to start an automobile company and succeed. And it's why nobody did it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, listen. This story will definitely continue, and I'm sure we'll have other conversations about Rivian. Congratulations on having a good time there and being invited. I actually wasn't, but that's all right. It's a story that I feel like is taking over Tesla stories sometimes, which I think is sometimes refreshing. So hey, listen. Thank you so much once again for bringing all the pictures and the videos so that we can see. I know it was just only a few hours ago. I don't think I've seen any of them on any other outlets, and we're going to post this relatively quickly. And I can't wait to do this again next week.
Thanks. And to make up for not being invited, give me your address and I'll send you my pen, my Rivian pen that I got. And how about this Rivian water bottle that they gave me? So
hey, I will trade you. I will trade you for the Byton one. Okay? I will trade you for the Byton one. I believe it's exactly the same one, made in the same factory, just with a different look. I'll trade you one. How's that? But all right. Well, let's see what kind of merch you're gonna fetch next time for the next week's show. I'm looking forward to that. So
well, I'll be at the New York Auto Show all next week, so I'm sure we'll probably chat about that.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. All right, Tom, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Alex. You too.
All right, guys. This is awesome. It's always great to talk to Tom, but I know he also gets excited, just like me, when he goes out to the actual events and actually sees this. It's important to see these things in person, and it's important to also talk to the teams and to people who are making this happen in person. It's extremely important because we kind of get a sense of how successful or how serious they are. So yeah, and yeah, I have to say I didn't get invited. I'm a little bit butthurt about it. I'm not gonna lie, but if I had a choice between inviting me and Tom to an event, I would probably also just invite Tom. So I don't blame them for that. By the way, really quickly, don't forget to subscribe to our new mailing list, the VIP list. That's where you guys are gonna get some exclusive content and offers and news that you don't see here on this channel or on my website. And of course, I want to give a quick shout out to one of my newer Patreons, Sarvesh Chandra. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community. Thank you to all of my Patreons for supporting and contributing to this independent channel. Without you guys, this journey would have been much, much tougher. So thank you. And if you want to join my community on Patreon, go ahead to and browse to patreon.com/e4electric. That link is also in the description of this video. All right. I always enjoy these conversations with Tom. It's a great way to end this week. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next time. And of course, remember to stay charged.